that certainly got a little more heated. I didn't particularly care for it when Mr. Plummer called me a liar. But other than that, you know, it wasn't much different. And I really don't think that's the issue, Mike. Tempers flare, and so I think what we really need to look at is the issues that we talked about. You know, what really troubled me was the answer, or perhaps I should say the non-answer that Mr. Plummer gave to the question about equal pay for women. You know, he as I recall his answer, now of course we'll all go back and parse his answer, but as I recall it, he said, well, I don't believe in that 65% number, and at any rate, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that we need more jobs. Well, I think it does matter. I think that women deserve equal pay for equal work, and I express that. I think that Mr. Plummer is slighting women and the productivity of women and the value of women in our society.
I've watched every debate so far, and I've seen that you've asked for his tax returns multiple times. His Republican opponents asked for his tax returns.
That's right.
Why do you think that's a continued thing that you should do? Is it kind of a subtle way of showing that he's wealthy and he doesn't appeal to people?
Not, you know, it's not, as I said in one debate, I don't care what he made, I care what he paid. You know, the Belleville News Democrat wants him to release them. The Chicago Tribune, when he ran for lieutenant governor, wanted him to release them. And the question is, if someone is going to go to Congress and write tax law, then the voters have a right to know what their interest or their conflict of interest in writing those tax laws would be. You know, I don't agree with a lot of members of my party. You know, he accused me of you know, taking money from people who aren't releasing their taxes. Well, I don't have any control over whether you release your taxes or not. But as a congressman, I will release my taxes. You know, Paul Simon did that. Paul Simon started that trend. And I think it's the right thing to do. I think the people of this district have a right to know what a congressman's interest or conflict of interest in a tax law is. And that's why it's important.
You mentioned
2 more minutes.
during the debate, you called out Terry Beach as the one who asked you to run.
That's right.
And then you challenged Mr. Plummer to furnish his tax returns. When he still continued to decline to do that, what went through your mind? What were you thinking?
Well, I don't think Mr. Plummer wants to release his tax returns. Now, I'm going to leave it up to you to speculate as to why he doesn't.
I mean, did you think to yourself, gotcha, or or was it like, ha-ha,
Mike, it wasn't a gotcha question. You know, here I am helping your newspaper out. I'm helping your editorial board out. And, you know, you've got a question you've been asking me for 4 months answered tonight. I think you ought to be very happy.
Why was that an important question? Just for
you have to ask Mike.
Well, I didn't write the editorial, but it's just a new piece of information that's, I think, helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's obviously important, but I think that I think the real issue on that was that, you know, I was playing open and fair with the media. You know, I answered the question, and I think the real issue is why is Mr. Plummer so adamant about not releasing his taxes? I mean, Senator Mark Kirk, the Republican senator, told him to release them. Senator Brady, who, when he ran on his team as for governor and the lieutenant governor, wanted him to release it. And Brady released his. Plummer didn't.
Final question. Isn't this just a rebound from the presidential campaign and you know the idea that Governor Romney is paying only 14%? There's a possibility that we have a millionaire right here in our backyard who might be paying that or lower or in that range.
I think the people of this district have a right to know that information. Mr. Plummer doesn't believe the people of this district have the right to that information. I think that's the big difference between us.